All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you, just like me. All right, so my buddy Jeff Scott Soto, he's got a brand new album out. Here it is. He's doing the rock pose. Somebody suggested Robert Plant, the whole manic Nirvana period there. Okay, I can kind of see that, but the album's called Complicated, and it's complicated. You have to go listen to it to find out what that is all about. One of Jeff's best efforts, seriously, even if you don't like him. I mean, you got to at least acknowledge this is fantastic. You know who apparently doesn't like Jeff Scott Soto? Yngwie Malmsteen. What is going on with old Yngwie? Thing with Yngwie, right? I played that guy's music with my buddy in college when the first album came out, and Jeff was on that album, right? And back in those days, I didn't know. We were just like, who's singing? It's Yngwie, right? Because he had that name, and everybody was like, and Yngwie, everybody was mispronouncing it, which is kind of funny. But you know, the record label sent out lots of promotional stuff for Yngwie, and we obliged. We were a good college radio station, and we played a lot of his stuff, and didn't know maybe that he had some issues, but apparently he's got issues with Jeff, who got the ball rolling, helped get his career off the ground as the singer on that record. And you know what's fascinating to me is that after all this time, you know, Jeff can go out there and this is the story, right? So he goes to this club, and apparently Yngwie is the headliner. And this was recently, but he was going to see the opening band, and he knew who the headliner was, and he was going to quickly exit the building. Well, turns out that Yngwie got word of the fact that Jeff was going to be there. And apparently, I don't know, Yngwie just doesn't like Jeff Scott Soto anymore, and said that he would cancel the show. He would cancel the show if Soto remained in the building, or if Soto didn't leave immediately. So this is some really bizarre behavior. By the way, this is the kind of stuff that makes people not relate to rock stars or like rock stars, because they think they're, you know what, doesn't stink, right? They think, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm Yngwie Malmsteen. I've always measured somebody in this business, in the music business, by how they treat regular people like me. I'm a regular guy. I just show up. Yeah, I got this YouTube channel, so I'm a little irregular, but the point is, whether people know me or they don't know me, and most people, when I show up somewhere, they don't know who I was. I went to the Journey concert. Nobody was like, hey, can I get your autograph? No, it was like, get out of my way. You're in my seat, you know, and that's what I should expect. I'm not that famous, right? So it's kind of weird, though, that you create something really special back in the 1980s. Soto, I think, was like a kid when he recorded this album, like in his teens. This is ridiculous. Like Neil Sean going out with, hey, just hitching a ride, gonna hang out with Santana, right? Soto had kind of a similar experience at a very young age. And people knew even then that he could sing like nobody's business. And for many years, he's continued to demonstrate that. And he seems like a class act. Now, I'm not saying that because he put my name on this somewhere in the credits. He said, thanks to me. And I was like, wow, man, that's cool. And I didn't pay him. You know, I can't pay him. But if I tried to pay him, he would be like, yeah, that's not enough money, Dave. So just don't even bother with it. We'll just put your name in there anyway. But it's astounding that he has tried to make an effort to, I don't know, mend fences, right? Because his philosophy is he doesn't want to leave the planet and not have a decent relationship with people that he's worked with, or just people in general, which is a rare thing today. Now, he and I may not agree on politics, and I think we would have a very vigorous discussion about those issues, but he wouldn't hate me at the end of it, which is really odd because a lot of people do. A lot of people stay away from me. I lost, I would say, a pretty cool interview because of some of the views that I have and some of the people that I've actually interviewed on this show. Jeff Scott Soto isn't like that. You may not be the biggest fan of, you know, him being in Journey or whatever. I don't know, wherever you stand on his music, you got to love the guy's work ethic. You got to love the fact that he's in a lane and he drives in that lane at like 80 miles an hour. He knows he's got, you know, an opportunity there to create music and to be relevant and be respected. And he does so by way of his personality, and also the fact that he tries to treat people the way that they would like to be treated, you know. And I don't think he's one of those guys who intentionally stirs up things for press. We heard from a famous guitar player not too long ago that said, hey, this is just, you know, water under the bridge, and this is just a publicity stunt. And Jeff went on to Facebook and basically said, I'm not trying to stir up publicity. Somebody didn't want to perform, right? And it was because I was in the house. So that to me sounds like, you know, that person, in this case, it would be Yngwie Malmsteen, has a bit of an issue with Jeff and doesn't seem to be able to mend fences. I don't understand. I mean, here's a guy who helped get his career off the ground. And now it's like, hey, I'm not going to give you the time of day. In fact, if you're anywhere near me, I urge you to leave. So, you know, does somebody like this deserve to be this way to other human beings? Are they famous enough to do this? I would say nobody is famous enough to do this. I'm sorry. You could make some exceptions for some people that are constantly being harassed, which I completely get. But in this case, at this stage in their career, I would probably advise against being a jerk, right? And not trying to at least mend some fences with people, or at least stay neutral. You know, if you don't like somebody, just stay neutral on it, you know. But you see this in social media all the time. I've experienced this in a very mild way doing this humble little channel where people are like, you know, how come you're this way or that way? Like they know me, you know, like they know who I am. They know like my daily routine. They know, you know, my personality. A few people really understand me. I don't even know if my wife fully understands me. So anyway, people, Jeff Scott Soto, you know, probably shouldn't attend Yngwie concerts in the future, even if it's just the opening band, because he's going to apparently get tossed out. The bouncer is that's going to be interesting to watch too, because Jeff, he's kind of a big dude. He's in good shape. He works out. He takes everything pretty seriously. He's built for this, you know. He's one of those guys that is just ready to go. If Van Halen picks up the phone and they really want to do this reunion with somebody who can sing, they would call Jeff Scott Soto, right? Anybody who sings for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is probably ready to go at any moment for any rock band who needs a really good singer. And you can hear Jeff and a lot of other talent who helped him create this new album. The album is called Complicated, and such a good name for an album in the year 2022, because yeah, it is pretty complicated out there. And for the rest of you who are just tuning in for the gossip end of this, thanks for watching. I don't intentionally just do gossip, right? I do hard news coverage here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Patreon, if you'd like to become a patron for $1 a month or $2 a month, right? And you're going to skip Starbucks for what? A day, and you'll be able to afford to do like $10 a month. You can do so just click on that little Patreon logo and you can sign up doing it that way. All right, people, thanks again. Jeff Scott Soto, class act as always, and he is not paying me to say that. Although he is, pretty nice to put my name on his album. I will say that.